It was 1999. At that time, I had only one dream in my heart. I wanted to go to Mumbai. In those days, I had seen Mumbai in movies. It looked like a city where dreams came true, where anyone willing to work hard could change their life and become successful. Holding on to that belief, I packed all my educational certificates into a small bag, filled my heart with hope, and left home. My companion on this unforgettable journey was Tapanda, who guided me through my very first train trip. I imagined the journey would be exciting and memorable. Little did I know that it would become one of the most challenging experiences of my life. Tapanda bought me a general class train ticket, which cost 370 rupees at that time. Today, it may seem like a small amount, but back then it was a significant expense for me. At the railway station, we paid a broker 30 rupees, and somehow I managed to get a small place to sit on the upper berth inside the overcrowded coach. Tapanda had a sleeper class ticket, so after making sure I had a place to sit, he went to his own compartment. At first, everything seemed manageable, but as the train moved farther from home, the situation inside the coach became more frightening with every station. More and more passengers boarded the train until there was no space left to stand. Soon, four other people squeezed onto the same upper berth with me. We sat shoulder to shoulder without enough room even to move our legs. When I looked down from the upper berth, I was speechless. The floor had completely disappeared beneath a sea of people. There were only heads, hands, and bags everywhere. Mothers struggled to comfort their children while babies cried helplessly in the suffocating crowd. Every corner of the compartment echoed with the sound of crying children and exhausted passengers. As I watched this heartbreaking scene, another worry filled my mind. How would I eat? And if I drank water, how would I ever reach the washroom? There wasn't even enough space to put my feet on the floor. Then I witnessed something I had never imagined before. Some parents had tied pieces of cloth to the overhead luggage rods and made makeshift cradles for their babies. The infants slept while hanging gently above the crowd. Even some adults leaned against those cloths just to support themselves. Those who urgently needed to use the washroom couldn't walk through the packed compartment. Instead, they climbed across the upper berths and handles, moving from one side to another like acrobats. It was unbelievable. Even today, whenever I close my eyes, those images come back vividly, reminding me how difficult that journey truly was. For 2 days and 2 nights, I hardly slept. I was afraid that if I moved even slightly, I might lose my balance and fall onto the crowd below. Sitting beside me was a gentleman from South India. He was calm, relaxed, and surprisingly comfortable despite the chaos. While I sat there frightened and hungry, he quietly enjoyed his bread and chutney as if everything was perfectly normal. I couldn't stop looking at him in amazement. I, on the other hand, was too afraid to drink even a single drop of water. I knew that if I drank, I would eventually need to use the washroom, and reaching it seemed impossible. So for the entire 2-day journey, I neither ate nor drank anything. Whenever the train stopped at a station, Tapanda would come running to my window from his compartment. Looking at me with concern, he would ask, "How are you, Eve?"